Our Methode Champenoise is a fairly traditional style sparkling. It's made using the Pinot Noir and Chardonnay grapes. On the nose it has wonderful soft lifted bready yeasty notes. The palate is quite clean, fresh and acidic with some lovely lemon curd and yeast autolysis characters. And this wine really is a perfect aperitif. Dry, crisp and refreshing. It'll go very well with freshly shucked oysters. We source fruit for our sparkling off several vineyards, primarily Pinot Noir low in the Bickley Valley and Chardonnay higher in the Carmel Valleys. For this wine, the fruit is picked very early in the season at around 10 to 10.5 Beaumet. The fruit is then chilled in our cool room before whole bunch pressing. This pressing process is a very soft and gentle pressing process, and it allows us to get juice with a minimum of phenolics. After this, it's fermented in tank, made into a very neutral, acidic base wine before a secondary fermentation in bottle, which is the traditional champagne style. Post this fermentation, the wine will spend at least 18 months on yeast lees. We then assess the wine for its maturation, and if we deem it appropriate, the wine will be riddled and then hand disgorged and ready for release. After secondary fermentation in bottle, the yeast cells that conducted the ferment typically die and they form an unsightly crust or sediment in the bottle. Our job is to remove that unsightly sediment and crust so that the wine can be ready for market. The first stage in that process is riddling, and this is a good example of our old wooden riddling racks. The wine is placed in these racks for a period of about 10 days, and every day we quarter turn each bottle to work the sediment down to a small plug at the base of the crown seal. We can then remove this plug and end up with a clarified wine ready for market. Being a very small winery, we don't have facilities such as auto riddlers and automatic disgorging lines. So all our sparkling wine is riddled by hand in the old-fashioned riddling racks and then hand disgorged. We find hand disgorging a distinct advantage for two reasons. Firstly is we can keep our losses down to a minimum, and the second is by chilling the whole bottle down to 2 degrees, we find we retain more carbonation in the wine, and therefore we produce a more effervescent sparkling.